Welcome to Wholesale Hardknocks. This podcast was created by me and Daryll squatting up together and doing badass shit. And we want y'all to do the same. So most importantly, squat up in the comments and do deals together. And then like the video, subscribe to the channels. Yo, Daryll, take them away, big dog.
It's about community building. Join the community, reach out, squat up, join the campfire, baby.
Hey, new intro, you know what I'm saying? Got the new intro. We back, episode 33. Welcome to Wholesale Hardknocks. It's your boy Daryll. We got my brother Mike with me. It's my honor. Like I'm super honored to announce that we have a great friend, a great entrepreneur, freaking most disciplined man that I know. My brother Alejandro Alvarez. What's up, my brother?
I love the pronunciation, bro.
How's it going?
Great,
dude?
man. Thank you guys for having me here, man. This is amazing. Finally, get to speak one-on-ones with Mike and my friend here, Daryll. So let's roll, man. Let's rock and roll, man. I'm excited. You guys ready for the holidays, bro?
This guy's like a superstar, yo. We were trying to get this guy on here for months.
Hey, yo.
Hey, this guy's schedule's booked up. You know what I'm saying? But we finally got it. We're finally blessing me and Daryl's community with the Alejandro Alvarez. I'm appreciative of you coming on here, dog.
Thank you, brother. Always, man. You guys are family, bro.
Yo, so today we have a great topic that a lot of people don't really talk about, right? Especially new entrepreneurs, right? I wish I had somebody talk about this to me when I first got started, right? Because in reality of things, when you're an entrepreneur and you're not nobody's telling you to wake up and go to work every single day, it's really easy to fall off, right? So Alejandro, you are by far the most disciplined person that I know when it comes to time management, when it comes to being punctual, coming prepared to everything. Can you give us a brief background, a story, how you got like this in the first place? Where did this come from?
Oh, man. Yeah, great question, brother. Bro, it all started with me maybe 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere in that range. I had to have a serious talk with myself, man. You know, like people forget to have a conversation with themselves and they think, oh, that sounds crazy, me talking, to myself. No, like you really have to have a serious conversation with yourself, just how you have a serious conversation with your friends, with your, your parents. You have to sit down and talk to yourself. Like, what are you really doing, bro? So like, when I was partying, when I was, watching movies, doing unnecessary stuff, there's a point in my life, bro, where I got really tired of it and I had to sit down. I'm like, bro, like I pretty much ran KPIs on myself. Like, where's my time going? So I had to sit down there and be like, yo, what am I doing with my time? And this is at the time where I started doing 75 hard.
When was this, by the way?
Man, this was during the pandemic, like when it first came out, when it first started getting crazy. Like, people had no choice but to be at home. And like, bro, if you're at home, like if you have nothing important to do, like that gets really boring really fast, especially if you have to be locked in your house. So I'm like, man, I have to do something. So this is when I, quit my job at the dealership. And man, came to find out, bro, I was wasting so much time, bro. Like these movies, on YouTube, chilling, scrolling through Instagram, going out, hanging around with the wrong crowd. It was so much of it, bro, and it was almost like a hard reset button that I clicked, bro. Like that day, I just decided to be a different human. And obviously, I'm still working on it till today, man. There's certain things that sometimes I'm looking at my phone, like, yo, is this productive? And I just toss my phone across the room or put it in the other room.
Was it anything that was like I don't want to say tragic, but is there anything like what was it though? Like I know you said you're you just realized that you're wasting time, right? But what was it that made you realize that?
Bro, it was a mix of a lot of things. But I remember this day. I was playing Call of Duty. If anybody know what Call of Duty is, bro, it can get really addictive, especially if you're really good at it. And I'm really competitive. Yeah. But one day I had I don't know what it was. I think I had like a sandwich next to me, and I was playing this video game. And I knew I just closed on a deal, so I was excited. And I don't know, it was like this moment. I'm like, hey, bro, like, what are you doing? What the F are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Like, this is not productive. And legit, that next day, I gave away my Xbox, bro. I'm like, here, take it.
No.
I traded it in for a monitor. I'm like,
Yeah.
here. Like, even my business partner couldn't believe it. Like, hey, bro, what happened to your – because I was really good. I was that dude at Call of Duty, bro. And I had to let it go. And
Burn the boats, yo.
as corny as that sound, bro, that was really hard for
Burn the
me, bro.
boats.
Yo, that's
So-
big, bro. Like I think that like for some reason, like I think when a man transitions into a man, when he gives away or throws or sells his gaming system, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because that was the same exact thing that happened to me. Like when I first got started, I know myself, right? Like I have an addictive personality, right? So if it's something that I like I'm gonna do it to the fullest and I'm gonna overdo it, right? So I used to wake up every single day playing the game, like go to work, come home, play the game. But once I like put that aside, put the game in the closet, and like started to channel that energy into something more positive, it started to just take off. So what was it that when you traded that game in, what did you replace it with?
A monitor for my home office, like a computer monitor. It was like the value of my Xbox was way more than the monitor. I was like, just give me the monitor. Here's an Xbox. He was like, dude, really? I'm like, yeah, I'll give you the Xbox.
I mean, more of like your time, right? Like, what did you do with that monitor, right? So you're spending your time playing the game, right? Now, what did you trade your time to do?
More real estate.
Okay.
More real estate, bro. It was like this nice flat screen Samsung, and it was real estate because at the time I think I had the older version of iMac, like it's all in one. That thing was so slow, bro. I had it, bro. So I just got a monitor so I can connect my laptop to it.
So do you think you said when you had that realization, you just closed the deal? Do you think that helped you out? Where you were just like, yo, wait, hold on. I'm over here sitting playing Xbox, making no money, but I just made 10 racks. Like, was the money a thing for you?
Man, I just saw it was just like this flashback of like, yo, you're going back to where you started it again. Because back at the dealership, I would make 6 figures a year. And it was like, I will go broke again. I'm like, dude, what is going on? This is like this cycle. I make money and then I spend more and then I go broke again. Like, what's going on? So then I made $10,000 in an assignment fee. And I go back to playing video games like, yo, this is where it's at. And like, this is like through, my development of like self-development where I was meditating. So I had a lot more self-awareness. If people don't that knows about meditation, it really does help you with your self-awareness. So I just stopped, like something just stopped me like, bro, what are you doing? Like you can use this time to go close more deals. And
that's good.
Turn that game off and trade it the next day.
I think it is definitely important to replace it because it's not like you just stop and then you're just like, dang, there's nothing else, right? For me, God bless me. He was like, Mike, you are gonna suck at video games. You know what I'm saying? So you're not even gonna get a chance to get addicted to them shits. But I'm gonna give you this thing called alcohol. Okay, this alcohol is lit. It's better than that Xbox, right? So when I had to put down the alcohol, I had to replace it with something, and it was just making money. I was like, this is before I even got in real estate. I was hustling, doing every type of hustle possible. So literally, like from the time I woke up, maybe I went to the gym or something. After that, it was just straight hustle. So I can imagine, like, not even just your day to day, like your 9 to 5 or whatever your work hours were. I can imagine those other spots. Did they end up being replaced with some sort of work when it comes to like finances or maybe going to the gym or something like that?
Bro, everything bad that I used to do was replaced. And don't get me started on alcohol, bro. I used to drink a bottle of scotch every 2 weeks. It was so bad.
Dang.
Yeah, bro, it was so bad. That's when I gained 215 pounds and I went down back to 187 or 186 when I let it go. I haven't really, for the past 2.5 years or 3 years, I probably drink alcohol maybe 3 times, maybe 3-4 times, I would say. Like I completely stopped, bro. Like I have no desire to drink anymore. And I used to drink to have a lot of fun, bro. Wine, scotch, all that. I replaced that, partying gone. Everything I do is like strictly productive. If I'm not sleeping, is I have to do something productive that's gonna make me 1% better every single day. And I have that self-awareness. That's a personal goal I have every day.
Yo, this is so interesting because I just had this conversation over Thanksgiving with my homies. And my homies, known them for like 10 years now. Okay. And once I got out of school, I completely like 180 my life, just like you did. I was like 200 and something pounds. I dropped all the way down to 160, stopped the drinking, stopped all the BS. That's when I got into just straight hustle, right? So my life completely changed. And they were asking me, they were like, yo, I have a hard time working out. I will try to work out maybe once a week or something like that, just to start. And then I work out that one day that week, and I won't work out the rest of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, Mike, I just don't understand how you are able to, one, completely change like that. Like it was a drastic change, but not only just change, but keep it consistent, like for years to come after that. And I honestly struggled giving them an answer. I'm just like, yo, it was like something that overcame me. It was just like something that was like, yeah, took me by the nugget and was just like, yo, Mike, enough of this shit. You're doing that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't explain it. I had a hard time saying it to them, like for them to make it stick. So I'm wondering if Alejandro was in that room as we were chatting, what advice would you give my homies?
As far as like what has changed, what helped me changed.
Yeah, what helped you change and what helped you stay consistent? Because it's not regular.
Right. I mean, again, bro, it was just like a mix of a lot of things for me. It like I was just mentally fed up with like the what do you call that? The hamster wheel, like over and over and over. I was just sick of it, bro. And then when I became an entrepreneur, when I was like, oh crap, I'm on my own now. Like whatever action I take every single day, that's how much money I'm going to make. Like there's no W-2, there's no one backing me up, there's no nothing. Like it was just me. I had to take action, so I had no choice. It's just to stay consistent, bro. Like it really depends on who you are, bro. Just like I just have to think about what my life used to be, and that pushes me to continue being consistent, right? So for some people it could be different. Other people could be completely different. You know, some people are motivated by pain, right? Some people are motivated by the change. Like it just really depends where you at, but you have to really think about what you want to do. Do you want to be average, or do you want to be the guy? Do you want to be the guy that dies knowing that he didn't do his best? Like a quote that I hear or a sentence that I hear someone says, like, if you were on your deathbed today, would your mom be proud of what you did today? What would you tell your mom? What do you have to leave to your family, to your loved ones? What is it that you have? And if the answer is nothing, bro, you got work to do, bro.
Mm.
You got work to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, what do you got to say? So the topic of today is time versus money. I hear it all the time, and this quote actually like pisses me off a little bit. What do you have to say to somebody who says time is money?
Man, if someone tells me time is money,
Yep.
it's not really so much about how much time you have as what you do with the time you have, if that makes sense. Right? Because people think, oh, what if I just work hard? You know, I could work 15 hours, 20 hours. No, it's like, what do you do within that time? Is it productive? Because like there's a complete difference between being busy and being productive. So that's really why I run KPIs. Like I legit have KPIs on like my daily stuff, like what I do throughout the day. And then I go back. Like, I don't know what book did I find this from? I think it was Profit First Real Estate. And like he had this page where on one side he has a R, and I think maybe it's a K for keep, but like the R stands for replace. So whatever you do throughout the day, you can either put an R or you can put a K on it. So if it's like replace, I'm like, okay, what can I replace this with? Can I replace this with something productive? And if I can, I do that.
So when you say you keep track of KPIs every day, so do you so at the end of the day, do you go back like every hour? This is what I did here. This is what I did there. Or like how does that work? Can you talk about that a little bit? Because
hold on. For the listeners, this is some sauce. Like
it is.
this is some action. This ain't just us just bullshit and talking. Like, this is some actionable steps so you can literally go implement in your life to go have.
I'm about to implement this.
Like, Alejandro, literally.
Like,
Yep.
I'm asking questions selfishly because I'm about to implement this myself.
Bro, like, I have this in my Google Calendar, like time slots blocked out and what I do in those time slots. Now, to some people don't like having like a more like uniform day. Like, it doesn't have to be uniform. It's just more of a manual so you can create these habits. And once you get these habits, like, you no longer have to look at your, your calendar or whatever. Like, just get up and know what you're doing. And before I go to bed, I text Marlon, shout out to Marlon. He's my accountability partner. Like, we have 3 to 5 critical tasks that we have to complete every day. And by the end of the day, we have to tell each other execute it. And then we have to give each other the 5 tasks we're going to complete the next day. So I implement that into my calendar and I text that to him as well. So you just have to run KPIs. Like, I even have this KPI thing on my iPhone. Like, how much do I use my phone? Like, it was like 8-9 hours. I'm like, yo, that's pretty bad. Yeah. So it went down to like 3 hours, 4 hours, because obviously we still have to use our phone, for family or whatever. But I have my Mac here. I have my iPad there. I can text people through here. So once I'm here, I'm more productive. And I block out. I'm sure you guys heard me use Pomodoro, which is you use, whatever task you have. Let's say you have 3 tasks and you want to block out the time for one task at a time. You do 60 minutes for that one task. Put your phone on airplane mode, not even, do not disturb, airplane mode. 60 minutes focus. Like, if you have to leave your phone in another room, do it, because it's going to take some time. I'm still working on this myself, because sometimes I get text message and I tend to, all of a sudden I'm magically on Instagram. I'm like, oh, what just happened?
Yeah.
So you use that Pomodoro, bro, to help you stay focused, block out time for specific tasks. So I like to wake up really early, like between 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And if I can knock those tasks out first thing in the morning before anyone wakes up, the remainder of the day, I have more stuff to create other businesses, to go do more money activity, to bring resources to my other company, like little stuff like that. Because I know for sure if I'm doing those things, it's not really producing me money now. But the stuff that can produce me money now is stuff I can do early in the morning before people wake up. So I have no distraction.
We actually had a conversation one time, and I don't think you know, but you challenged me because you had said, yeah, I get most of my stuff done by 10 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, I don't have to work if I don't want to. Like, my day can be over. I go work out for my second time at 10 o'clock, mind you. He's working out for his second time of the day. But a lot of people are waking up at 10 o'clock. He had the second workout of the day, and he is done. He could be done with work if he chose to, right? So you challenged me to do this, and this is why it's important to have friends that are badasses and do badass stuff, because it pushes you to want to do it as well. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let Alejandro be the only one having fun after 10 o'clock. My day needs to be over at 10 o'clock if I want it to be too. So I make sure I'm awake, and my calendar, just like you were talking about, bro, is set up in time slots to where I know exactly what I'm doing. Right. Now, my question to you, because this is something that I struggle with at times, right, where I put it in my calendar and sometimes I still don't do it. Like, I get the notification and like I know I'm supposed to do it, but that doesn't happen all the time. Most of the times I'm on point with it, but there's times where I'm just like, man, no, not right now.
You don't want to call that seller. You don't want to have to go call that seller and give a price reduction right now.
That don't happen to me. I don't run from those, because I learned when you scared to make a call, that's the best time to make the call.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, the sellers usually don't ever talk to you after closing anyway. So why would they talk to you? Like, what would you care? But bro, a little hack to that, bro, is create some consequences for those actions. Like, as far as like, this is why I did 75 hard. Like, in phase 1, if you don't complete the three tasks, like, you have to start over and you have to tell yourself, I failed. The word I failed, like just telling myself I failed, like it does not function with me. So you have to complete. Like, bro, my bedtime is like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And if I have to, if I forgot to read 50 pages or 100 pages that day, like you can text Marlon, he'll tell you, like, bro, I'm up like at 11 o'clock. My eyes are burning. Tears are coming out of my eyes. I have to finish that book. I have to read it. So the consequences, you have to have some really consequences that can really affect you and you just don't want to like mess with. And if you don't have, like for me, the hack that I found to wake up early in the morning, and I told Pace this a long time ago. This is like maybe a year or two ago. I'm like, hey Pace, do you have anything I can do like at 5 a.m. I can help the community so I can have a purpose to wake up early? Because I was waking up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then for me to wake up earlier, it's like I realize you really have to have a purpose to wake up. Like you have to have your task before bed. Because think about it. If Daryl, if Pace Morby texts you right now, like, hey Pace, hey Daryl, I'm gonna be at your house at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know you're gonna wake up. You're not gonna miss that.
Sure.
We're gonna go buy a deal. I'm gonna show you how I run my day. You're going to wake up. But if you tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna wake up 3 a.m. in the morning so I can get my stuff done, it's a really low chance that you're gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You hear the alarm, you whatever. Why? Because you don't mentally have a purpose. Like your mind doesn't tell you, yo, you have something important to do. Wow. But once you have that important thing to do, bro, trust me, you will wake up.
Facts. Isn't it interesting though how like if somebody else, so for instance, just like your same analogy, right? Pace says he'll be there, we'll wake up. But a lot of times if and you'll be there, right? Because you respect Pace that much that you'll make it happen. But why don't we respect ourselves to keep the promises we make to ourselves? You know?
Mm-hmm. We don't have respect for ourselves, bro. Yeah.
I love that. I'm doing that tomorrow. Daryl, what do we have to do tomorrow morning?
Every time I talk to Alejandro, I say I'm gonna finish 75 hard. But now I'm saying it on air. So
ooh.
And I remember what you told me too, bro. So yeah, I'm announcing it, but I don't care with nobody else. Y'all not doing it with me. I'm doing it by myself. Mike, we're gonna do it together.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm curious really quick. You said time is money piss you off. What do you mean?
Because time is so much more important than money, in my opinion. Time is not money. Time is way more valuable than money. Money is a vehicle that we use to buy our time back and do what more important stuff with our time. All right. So I feel like if you compare time to money, you ain't got no money, because you'll know that it's not compared. It's nothing compared to time. And anybody. So if you put any billionaire who's in their 80s, in their deathbed, whatever, not even going to be in their deathbed. If you put any billionaire who's in their 80s, I guarantee you they will trade their wealth to be 20 again any day. Any day. Right. So in my opinion, time is way more valuable than money.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Love
you
that.
know what I'm watching right now? This show called The Chosen. Y'all ever heard of that?
No. What's that?
It's a show that teaches Jesus' story. But what made me think about time versus money is I was like, it's fire. I never watched TV shows, but this thing literally breaks down Jesus' whole story, like of what happened through his whole entire journey. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, homeboy would never. He don't even care about money. He's a gangster. He just walks the earth like and utilizes his time helping people. It's crazy. So literally, money is nothing. Time is everything. You only have a certain amount of time, and you got to accomplish what you were brought down on this earth to accomplish in that short amount of time. Money has nothing to do with it. Maybe money is part of your purpose, like you're supposed to be teaching people the game and teaching people how to be financially free, or like whatever the case is, that could be part of your purpose, but it has nothing to do with the time that you're on this earth. That makes sense? So good.
I love that. And here's another hack, bro. This may sound real negative to some people. It doesn't to me, because I have a different definition for it, a different personal meaning to it, right? So I always ask myself, and I ask people this too, hey man, if you knew today was your last day on this planet, would you be moving like how you're moving today right now? And people tell me no. Like I've asked like acquisition people, like, hey, you made 15, 20 calls yesterday. If today was your last day, how many calls do you think you would make and you had to leave something for your family? Bro, I'll do over 100. Right? So you know your true potential. Why don't people do it every single day?
And
If you know your true potential, why don't you do it every day? So that's how I move. That's how I move. And it may sound like exhausting. It may sound negative to some people, but I always ask myself if this was my last day, because tomorrow is never promised, bro. How would you move? Would you really, oh, let me get to 70 calls and get one contract? No, I would move as many calls as I can because tomorrow is never promised and I want to make sure my family is good. So always ask yourself that question and see how you would move. Like write it down to your, like for yourself. If today was my last day and I have to leave something for my family, how would I move today? And if you write that down, move like that every single day. Because tomorrow is never promised. That's how a lot of shit work. Like a lot of shit done.
Shit. And it's crazy, right? It's interesting because you know, we get in a lot of these rooms, right? I know all three of us, we go to these masterminds, we go to these, we learn from people who are where we want to be, right? We learn from billionaires, we learn from multi-millionaires, and we want to do what they do, right? And one thing that I noticed from going to a lot of these events is, and just listening to a lot of very successful people, is a lot of them, and this is going to sound weird, right? But a lot of them think about their own death, right? And they think about the time that they spent on this earth a lot, right? And if they didn't, like they're one of their biggest fears a lot of time is that they don't reach their full potential and they don't do everything that they can while they're on this earth, or they just waste the time that they're given, right? And it makes you so much more grateful for every single second on this earth. And when you're grateful, that's the law of attraction is working at full peak. You know what I'm saying? So it's super important. Like I was at Scale and Escape, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Alejandro, because I don't think you were out there for Scale and Escape. But
No.
Ken Clothier, he was talking about and I went back and talked to my team about this, but he went into he goes into this website, and what the website does is pretty much it takes like your weight, your height, you know, your health, your age, demographic, pretty much, and based on all of that, it gives you a timeline of, on average, how much longer you have to live, right? And it'll give you a long number, like give you like 17,000. It'll give you that number in days, right? So what Ken did is he took that number and he wrote it up. He wrote it on his mirror, right? So every day when he wakes up, he looks at that number and he subtracts it by 1, right? Just to remind himself that he's one less day closer to the day of his death. And that pushes him to not waste any minute of the day, right? Do you do anything like that? Like, do you think about that time often, or like what goes to your mind when we talk about that?
I just think about my last day. That's it.
Yeah.
I do my best to treat every day like it's my last day.
Yeah.
And I have a different definition to it. So I don't have a negative feeling towards that.
Right. Super important. Super important, bro. Yeah, man. So like what'd you say?
I said that's really interesting for like someone to have like the balls to like go and try and find out when they're gonna die. I'm good on that, bro.
So I'm curious with your team, like, because I had a breakthrough with my team this week already. It's only freaking Tuesday or Wednesday, but how do you implement any of this type of stuff with your team?
Oh my God. Upfront contract, bro. Like, hey man, if you have to check in, like, again, please don't, anyone that's listening, don't take it personal, but if you have to check in with your wife, your kids, to do your duty, your job, to execute, like, we're not going to work together. I'm sorry. Like, you need to have full control of your life for you to work with me and my team. Because if one day, like, hey man, I can't make it, you know, my wife wants to watch this movie, Wakanda Forever just came out, I gotta go, like, I'm sorry, bro. I can't, because what happens there, Mike, is, you and I, we're in the business, Daryll as well. We're in the business of helping people. There's people out there that's going through a financial disaster. There's people that's going through pain. There's people that just lost someone. They need our help. They need to, like, this business relies on us taking that action. Like, if you shut everything down, like, who's going to help those people?
Yep.
And then we have VAs, we have expenses to pay. Who's going to pay for those? Like, we need to take action. This is not a 9 to 5. This is until we wake up, until the job gets done. And that's just for the closers. Obviously, we have VAs that they're 9 to 5. That's their job. But as far as closers, like, we have leads to close. We got a duty to do, bro.
So
Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say let's stay on that topic, right? Because we're talking about time, right? And it's super important in real estate as you're running a wholesale business. It takes a lot of time, right? Like, you got to wear a lot of different hats to run a real estate business, right? I'm curious as to how you started to, because you don't wear all the hats anymore. You have a team, right? So what kind of drove you to start a team, and how does that look like? What does your team look like today? How did you get your time back from your real estate business?
Oh man, I mean, just running the numbers. I mean, if I can get, if I can make 10, 20 grand, 30 grand a month by myself, then obviously, if I can bring in 3 different people, then we can now bring 70, 80. So just running those basic numbers is really what told me, like, I need to start a business and scale out. And that was one of the hardest thing to do, especially when I brought in the first persons, because they're not going to do it as good as you, bro. They're not. And if they're as good as you, then they already want to run their own business.
Yep.
Like, let's be real, right? So you have to be okay with people dropping the ball on some leads. Like, oh my God, like, just saying that hurt my stomach just now, bro. But you have to be okay with that. And then when they do that mistake, then you tell them how serious that was. Yo, look what happened. You didn't follow up with this person. I called the seller. She already sold the house. You literally just lost 20 grand.
Yep.
You could have brought money to your family. And look, you just decided not to follow up. Look what happened. And then let that sink in and let it be a valuable lesson moving forward. And if that's not a lesson, then that's an issue.
That shit hurts.
It really hurts, bro. Just thinking about it right now. You're making me want to look through my database right now.
That's the breakthrough I had with my team this week.
Yeah,
Okay?
bro.
So here's what we realized this week. We realized that our team was too busy chasing KPIs.
Oh my God.
They were caught up on KPIs. They were like, I need to hit so many dials that they were working. They always work their ass off. My team is like savages, working their asses off 8+ hours a day, nonstop. Okay. However, while they're working, I realized that they were just chasing the wrong thing. They were chasing that number, this KPI number of dials, right? Like, which is cool. We have to track it and shit. But at the end of the day, what are those dials looking like? Is that quality conversations that you're having?
Yeah.
I realized that they weren't. Okay. Like, granted, you could stink in this business, and as long as you are like dialing the phone and working all day, you're going to stumble upon deals and stuff. But bro, once the productivity starts going down, we got to pull back the curtains and see what's up. Realize that, hey, we're not going the extra mile to extract a little bit more information to see if there's something else that we could do with the lead. So I hopped on a call. I was like, you know what? Let me just show y'all how this happens. Okay. literally had a call where the guy said, hey, I'm at work. Can you call me back in an hour? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But this is the house you're looking to sell, right? And then I kept going on with the conversation, going on. Ended up getting into an offer type of stage on a call on a lead that was going to hang up in the first like minute. My team was looking at it like, dang, I was probably going to hang up on that lead if I was you. Like, it's because y'all are not like literally you're not valuing each lead. You're not extracting every lead like it's your last lead.
Yep.
So how do you coach your team on that? Because it's cool to be like, no, dude, I don't give a shit. You're on the dialer for 8 hours a day. I don't care if you got to go talk to your wife or whatever the case is. Time block that shit. Do it on your lunch break. But like, you know what I'm saying, while you're here, we're working. But how do you make sure that their time is worth actual spent while they're working?
We have disqualifying questions that I have them ask, and now that the market is shifting, so is the emotions of the sellers right now in the States. So if the emotions is shifting, then our script has to shift as well. I hate scripts. I'll be the first one to tell you right now. I hate scripts. I just get on the phone and try to figure out if it's something I can provide for you that will bring value to you. So our script is changing. Our script is being more upfront. Like, here's who we are. Here's what we're here to do. And you can decide whether you want to continue this phone call before we get into anything else. Fair enough? Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, here's what we do. We buy properties 3 different ways. First is cash, the creative way, and then the other one is like we help them out. We help them guide, help them find a direction to sell their house. Okay, not to sell it cash, it has to be a steep discount. Not a lot of people like that. The second one is where I pay you full asking price and you create passive income. And then the third one is we just help you find a realtor to help you sell your house, right? What option do you think you're leaning towards? They'll tell you, well, I definitely want full market value. I don't want to work with a realtor. Maybe, what's this whole terms thing? And then we go straight into a third party. Do you think that why? Then I love asking open-ended questions to these sellers because I've heard people like on the phone doing this yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. When you're doing yes or no, you're giving the seller an easy way to escape, bro.
Yeah.
Get the seller to open up. Get the seller, like, it should be 80% of that phone call should be the seller talking. Right? So you ask them open-ended question, why wouldn't this work for you? Or why does this not work for you? And then now they're trying to figure out, because if you tell a seller, hey, are you open to terms? No.
Nope.
I've tried this before. I'm like, do you know what terms are? No, but it's not cash.
Or they'll say yes. Or they which is worse. When you ask, are you open to terms? They'll say yes. And then most people, they just eat that up, right? And they'll just keep on going with it and keep on explaining what terms are. Next thing you know, hold on, what? You're gonna give me what? Payments?
Yep.
That's how they had no clue what the heck terms were.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So yeah, bro, I'm working right now on shifting the script that I had before for my lead managers, because the lead managers are the guys that alley-oop the deals to the closers. So I'm shifting the script to be more upfront, because a lot of these sellers, their emotions is different now. They're still stuck in 2021, early 2022. Like, yeah, my price is high. Like, you gotta, like, I see sellers like they want, Zillow says 350, they want 380. Like, what do you want to walk away with after realtor commissions? Oh, I want to walk away with 380. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So you gotta really ask these open-ended questions, because what I do, I call this cornering the seller, putting the seller in the corner, have like a whole training session with my acquisition team. Like, ask these disqualifying questions with open-ended questions, and watch. You have to make the seller sound stupid saying no to what you present to them. You have to do that. Okay, so you don't want to sell for a discount. You don't want to list it because you don't want people coming in and out. Your house is full. You want to maximize the amount of on the price. You don't need the cash right now either. What if I was to provide you all of that? What would stop us from moving forward? And that's the whole, like, now you put them in a corner. We're like, damn, I did say that. Then I guess terms would work. Yeah, it would work, no, wouldn't it? And then it start getting into the whole mechanics and all that stuff. But I call it just cornering the seller. You corner them where they sound really stupid saying no.
That's, who's the best at that? The best ever is Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone, yeah, I've watched one of his YouTube.
Yo, you seen that video that I sent you?
Yeah,
I sent Daryll a video of Grant Cardone closing somebody, and Daryl was like, "Yo, I just made $1 million watching this video." He's so good at that, bro. He's so good at just making people feel dumb. He's like, "Okay, so you're gonna do this. You're gonna not go with us, and then you're gonna miss out on this much amount of money. Do you think that's responsible for you, like, as a family member?" You're saying things like that, and the prospect's like, "Damn, all right, you're good, man. I got you. Let's go forward." I love it.
I think that's the video you forwarded me, Daryl.
Yeah,
I watched that.
He's like, look, you're not letting me down. You're letting yourself down. You're letting your family down. You're letting your future goals down.
So good.
That is so good, bro. Yeah, so that's even the book that Alex and Rosie have. I think he has how to make a sell how to
100
make a
million,
seller. What is it?
like 100 million offers or something like that, $1 million offers or something like that.
Yeah, but he has that quote in there where make them feel stupid saying no.
Yep.
I mean, an offer so good that they feel stupid saying no. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that book. It's a really good book. I think it's huge too.
Bro, if there was one thing, right? You're speaking. Imagine you're speaking to young Alejandro right now, the one with the slick back, with the suit, selling cars, when that's wasting his time playing Call of Duty and stuff, right? If you could tell him one thing about how important time is and how much he could do with the time that he's wasting, what would that be?
Ah, man, that's a really good question. If the Alejandro today had to tell the old Alejandro about time,
or just anybody who's in a position to where they're not maximizing their time.
I'm trying to think how I would say this because that Alejandro back then had a father and this Alejandro doesn't. So it's completely different how I would approach it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like if it's like telling someone like, hey, if a family member is going to pass away, if someone came to my and told me, hey, such and such has a year, stop bullshitting. Like that would completely change my life right there.
Yeah.
So it's completely again, it's different for me. Like I have a different experience in life where if I had to go back, it's like, yo, this family member has about 1.5 years to live. Stop bullshitting. Yeah. Stop going out to clubs. Stop spending your money. Like your suits are cool, but they're not going to help your family. So,
although that's not the reality, I mean, we don't know, bro, if that's the reality for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It could be the reality for all of us, right? So that's a great way to look at it. Mike, you're about to say something?
Yeah, yo, that's the answer to my homies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like one of my homies has a kid. And it's like, yo, you're really about to be out here looking mad fat and nasty for one, but also clogging your damn arteries when you got a kid. And you're not going to be able to go pass the football with him in 10 years. Like it's just something like that. Something in your brain got to click where it's just like it's not about you. So that's interesting, bro. You mind me asking what happened with your pops?
Diabetes. He passed away in Jamaica. It was my stepfather, but it was the only father figure that I had growing up.
Dang, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. Is
that
kind of what shifted everything?
Whew, bro, that was like 90% of it.
Yeah.
That was 90% of it, bro. Yeah.
That's what it takes, bro. It takes some crazy shit happening where you're just like, yo, I got to change.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I had a
third-party story from somebody else that happened to.
What was that?
Or it takes a third-party story from somebody else that happened to, and realizing like, yo, that can happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, instantly I started asking myself questions like, what if this happens to my grandma? What if like something like this happened to my mom? Like, am I really working towards like helping my family? And like, if the answer was no, bro, like I had to get up. Like it was done. It was just over with. Like even the relationship I had at the time, I was no longer that person that she met. He was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why, when we asked like, yo, Alejandro, what do you want to talk about today? Why did you say time versus money?
Man, for reasons just like that, bro. Like your family, your loved one, you don't have all the time in the world. Stop acting like you do. Like, bro, 3 years ago, I thought I had all the time in the world. False. You can literally get in a car today, bro. Something bad can happen to you. You can lose a leg. Like, bro, gratitude is something I do every single morning, bro. And I do that with my team. Gratitude. I'm grateful for my legs, my eyes, my ears. Like I can see the beautiful trees. I can walk. I don't have to get pushed in the wheelchair. Oh my God, bro. Gratitude was something huge, bro, for me. Bro. And I learned a lot about that in the Secrets of Magic. I think that's called that book.
The Secret?
Bro. Yeah, The Secret. It teaches you like how to write like a journal of gratitude, you know, but I just wake up first thing, I'm just grateful for like just everything, bro. Like, what are you sad about? What are you upset about? For what? Look what you have. Like, look at all this I have in my office, bro. Like, I'm so grateful for all that stuff, bro. I work hard for it. So time versus money, like, bro, you don't have all the time in the world. We don't have all the time in the world. Your loved one don't have all the time in the world. Like, we all have an expiration date. We all do. It's like the cheese in your fridge right now. That's probably past due. We all have an expiration
Why are you calling me
date. We all have that expiration date. Like, bro, like, what if somebody came to you, put a expiration date right on your forehead? Dude, you're going to die in 3 years. Would you really act like you have all the time in the world? No, you wouldn't, bro.
Like, no.
And once I completely understood how valuable knowing what that means, that's when like everything just shifted, bro. And that's what I mean. Like when I ask people, if today was your last day, would you move how you move today? Would you be on Instagram scrolling? Would you be liking this? Would you be watching this trailer? Would you be watching movies? No, you don't have time for that. So go out there and make something of yourself and help your family out, bro. Help change the world. Do something positive with your life.
Dang, man. You got me ready to run through a brick wall, bro. Like, yo, but no, really though, gratitude is everything, yo. Like, so last year, right? You guys know my situation, like with my car. I lost my license. I've been through a whole bunch of stuff, lost my car, all this, right? So it was a point where I was walking everywhere, right? I was walking to the grocery store, bring my groceries home, do everything. And I found a point, I was at a time where I was a little embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie. For one slight second, I was almost embarrassed, right? And then I thought to myself, I'm like, hold on. There's people out here in wheelchairs who would wish that they have the ability to walk to the grocery store and go get food.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So forget a car. There's people who don't got legs. Right. So like when you think about it that way, it could always be worse. So you always have a reason to be grateful. And then just like they're talking about in that book, The Secret, bro, you can't be unhappy and grateful at the same time. It just doesn't work. So like when you're constantly living in a state of gratitude, you're always going to be happy. And when you're always happy and you're always grateful, things work in your favor a lot more because you're attracting positive things. That's the law of attraction,
baby.
Exactly. That's what they're talking about in The Secret, right? If we're talking about the same book, but yeah, bro, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a life hack. Walk around grateful and don't waste any of your time. Because if you're truly grateful, you're grateful for the time that you're gifted every single day. Right.
Some people don't wake. A lot of people won't wake up tomorrow, bro.
Yo.
And if you're the guy that do wake up, like be grateful for that. Take advantage of your time. Stop waking up and going straight to your iPhone on Instagram, scrolling, doing nothing productive to help your family. Come on, guys. Let's get the ball rolling, man. We got an expiration date. I'm just one of the guys that I don't want to know when my expiration date is.
Non-refundable minutes is what they call it.
I got one, yo. And that's the thing. And that's why we got to be grateful.
Yeah. Mike, I saw you living life over there, bro. That was dope. And I don't know if it was in Miami or something, but that was amazing, bro. You were living your life, bro. I was so happy for you, bro.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that, right? Like, I haven't had a vacation in a while, probably literally about a year from that time is when the last time I went on a vacation. It's important though, yo. Like, you kick back with the old lady for a week, you just sit there and you're just thinking. And I'm just talking about gratefulness. Like, that's all I was thinking on that vacation. I wasn't out getting super drunk every single night or anything like that. It might have been looking like it on my snaps, or on my Instagram stories, but I had to give y'all a show, you know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, I would just be sitting on the beaches looking at the water like, damn, this is God, bro. Like, yeah. God made all this. God made all this out here, and God put me on this earth. Like, how can I not be grateful?
Yeah,
like that was amazing, bro. I was like smiling for you. I was just watching that video, like, yo, this dude is living his best life, bro. This is amazing, bro. I DM'd you that day. I don't know what I said, but I'm like, bro, do your thing, bro.
It was dope. Good, bro. You know what's interesting though? I I love vacation. I love just hanging out and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I didn't wake up different one of those days. It wasn't like a lot of people live for that shit. A lot of people live to go on a vacation or live for the days that they buy nice shit and stuff like that, and that's what gets them jacked up. Like, bro, I was the same exact Mike when I woke up on vacation as I woke up this morning. I did my same prayers. I did my same meditation. I worked out. I did like it was the same thing. I felt the same way. It's just like it's a different grateful. Like, yo, I'm looking at a beach today. I'm looking at the water.
Right.
Like, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like today I woke up and I'm just like working out and I'm like, damn, I can do this and stuff. And like this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different type of grateful every single day.
Yeah,
But same heart.
I seen Gary Vee talking about something very similar, right? He was talking about like how people get excited for weekends, how they're more excited for weekends than they are for the beginning of the week because they're like trying to escape reality, right? He said if you hate Mondays and you're excited for the weekends, there's something seriously wrong with you, right? I think that's the same thing that it kind of what you were saying, right? People live for vacations, right? They're super excited to get to escape their reality. They hate their life so much that they just get so excited just to leave for a few days, right? Like there's something wrong there, right?
I
It's
love
just
Mondays, bro.
exactly.
I get haircuts on Sundays. People are like, what are you
Yep.
doing?
Bro,
And
I
I'm
swear
like,
I thought I was the only one, bro. I get
nah,
cuts
bro. I
on
get
Sundays
haircuts
and
on
on
Sundays,
Mondays.
bro. My I'm like my business partner, like he doesn't even go out anymore like that, but he still get haircuts like on Thursday. I'm like, bro, where are you going?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna look dusty on Monday, bro. Like let me get my haircut on Sunday. Like Monday is like, whew, let's go.
Ready for the week. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's true, bro. It's like no days are different. They're all the same
Yeah.
shit.
I work
But
on Sundays, bro. People answer more on Sundays.
yeah,
Well, oh, yeah, I'll take the day off on Sunday. I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool. Let me get all those leads. That's fine.
I like that.
just like
Go ahead, bro. What I was gonna say though is it's like even even though you're doing different stuff on different days, it's all comes from the same thing. It all just comes from like your heart. Where's your heart at that day? No matter what you're doing. However, I used to think completely different. Like back when I was old Mike, before I changed, I never woke up grateful.
Mm.
It wasn't until I started waking up with a purpose is when I started being grateful. Like there had to be some sort of purpose tied to it, not just like waking up to go get ready to go booze that day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? There's no purpose behind that. As long as there's a purpose behind something, it's easy to be grateful. So I'd advise people to go find your calling, go find your purpose. Like why the hell are you here?
Yep. Write it down, man. Write it down
yeah,
and create a blueprint.
for sure. 1,000%. Bro, Alejandro, it's always a pleasure, my guy. Do you before we wrap tonight up, bro, do you have any final words? Anything that you could anything that you just wish that we would have asked you today? Like that you were just prepared to just let go. Any last minute value do you got for the community, bro?
I would say the last thing I would say, it's not nothing that you guys didn't ask, but I would say let go of all temptations that create bad habits
Mm,
and bring in the temptations to create good habits. So for me, I gave away my TV. I gave that thing away for free. Here's my TV. It was a nice TV too. It was like I no longer have a TV in my bedroom. I gave it away. I don't know, maybe a year ago, maybe not even that long ago. I gave it away. Gave my Xbox away. I don't have liquor in my house, at least for me. My what else? Just anything that just create bad temptation. I delete like Instagram off my personal phone.
mm,
Just delete all of that and do a lot of uncomfortable things. And I think for some people, I always recommend doing 75 hard. I don't get paid to do that, but 75 hard has completely changed my life.
Mhm.
Completely changed my life, bro. because it hit.
Talk about before we even, because we brushed past 75 hard a couple times, and what you have done with 75 hard is not an easy feat. Can you explain what 75 hard is and how many times you have done it so far?
Oh man, I'm going on my third year right now. So 75 hard is pretty much where you work out twice a day. You have to read 10 pages a day from a physical book, non-fictional, something that's aligned with your goals. No alcohol. You have to drink a gallon a day. You have to take a picture every single day. And that's just 75 hard. And then you have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1, like it's pretty much everything in 75 hard. But now you add 3 critical tasks. You have to take 5 minutes cold showers. That was fun. I still do it to this day. That's a habit that I got out of it. What else is the additional? Oh, you have to do 10-minute visualization. That was amazing. If anyone do visualization, like just sit down, like vision what you're doing. I don't want to get too deep into it, but it gets to a point like you really feel like you're there, and that really helps.
Yeah.
And then phase 2, it's pretty much 75 hard, but you have to take a 30-minute break in between phase 1 and phase 2. The reason why you have to take a 30-day break is because you will be tempted to go back to your old habits. That's the hard. So when the phase 2 comes, when it's time for phase 2, you're like, oh no, I don't want to do it anymore because I'm back. I didn't do that. I continued doing. I did phase 1 again because I was so afraid to go back to my old self, bro, that I'm like, nope, I'm going to do phase 1, even though it doesn't count. I'm still going to do it. People say you got to take a break. The break is like it just doesn't count. So I did phase 1 again. And then phase 3, you have to talk to a complete stranger. Everything on 75 hard in phase 1, and then you have to talk to a complete stranger. What else you have to do? I think there's some other things. I got to look it up. I have phase 3 coming up here in a couple of months. But
you said in your third year, which means you do this 365 days out of the year.
I want to say 365 days. I sometimes, like, if it lands on a Friday, I will take that weekend off and then jump back on it on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that you got to talk to a stranger.
Was that? Yeah, I do.
Talk to a stranger.
Bro, that was so uncomfortable for me, dude.
Good,
that was so uncomfortable because it was during like the pandemic, so everybody was like, "Oh, get away from me!" I got the mask on. Oh, bro, it was so awkward. It was so uncomfortable, but that really helped. That really helped.
Does that have to be in person?
It has to be in person.
That's no sliding in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like the sliding in the DMs. I know y'all nasty sliding in all the DMs that don't count.
I will knock it out when I'm doing my outside workout. Like host food is like the perfect place to go talk to strangers.
Yeah.
And do you like this soap?
All the people on top.
Do you like this soap? Does this soap smells good to you? Like it's hilarious, bro.
I love it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for having me on here, man. I really appreciate that. And Mike, it was great finally having time, having that one-on-one talk. We need to talk more often, bro. People say we look like brothers. Is that true?
Yo, I've literally had people think that I was Alejandro.
Damn. Low key.
I was like, yo, I must look good. You know what I'm saying?
If I grow a beard out, we may be tripping.
We gotta get the beard, bro. We gotta get the beard. We gotta get Daryll. Or we just gotta get him a girlfriend, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Chill out. All right, bros. Yo, Alejandro. Love you, bro. Appreciate you for coming in and just dropping fire on us, bro. If you guys have not, we're not taking notes. Yeah, you're tripping, first of all. If you guys have not already followed Alejandro on Instagram at It's Really Alvarez, go ahead, follow him, subscribe to go hit the link in his bio, subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's dropping dope YouTube content. We also have a podcast on Tuesdays as well. It's called Think Big. So make sure you guys tuning into that. Subscribe to his channel. Follow him on Instagram. Follow Mike on Instagram. Subscribe to Mike's channel. Like this video. Drop a comment. Take a picture. Put it on Instagram. Tag a friend. Tell one thing you learned. And we will catch y'all next week. Wholesale Hardknocks next Wednesday. Every single Wednesday at 5 o'clock Arizona time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Mike, you got anything for the people before we bounce, bro?
Alejandro Alvarez, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.